Good evening. Okay, let's try that again. Good evening. All right, Samara, thank you so much for coming. I welcome you to the EDA Talks. So this is the International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation, particularly this department of the EDA Talks. How many of us are joining us for the first time? All right, for those that are joining us for the first time, I welcome you to the EDA Talks, right? So EDA simply means engage, transform, and empower. So this organization is called the International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation. So we have this department that is called the EDA Talks. So what we do here, we invite different speakers from all walks of life, business leaders, religious leaders, fellow coaches, entrepreneurs, you name them. And they come here and present. It is for free each and every Thursday, right? So I want to thank you so much for that, for coming, right? Okay, so how many of us want to become better leaders in the next 45 minutes that we are together? How many of us want to become iconic leaders in the next 45 minutes that we are together? Okay, I want you to stand up, please, just for a minute. Right, how many of us love education? If you love education, please say yes. Yes. Say yes. Yes. Yes, education is inoculation against disruption, according to Robin Sharma. And I want you to repeat this after me, right? I am a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am determined. I am determined. I am courageous. I am courageous. I am passionate. I am passionate. And Zig Ziglar said it in a more sound way. He said that I want you to repeat it after me. I was designed for accomplishment. I was designed for accomplishment. Engineered for success. Engineered for success. And endowed with the seeds of greatness. Can you please clap hands for yourselves? You're such an amazing audience. You can take your seat. Right, so my name is Komo Jones Numbwa. I'm one of the facilitators of these EDA Talks, and I'm also a coach. But for today, I'm a master of ceremony. So what we do here, the first thing that we do, we invite what we call the forerunner, who comes and speaks in front of you. He's one of our coaches who's taking up the courses, and he's a mindset coach as well. Right? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Coach Gamshish. Can you please clap hands for Coach Gamshish? He's going to talk about, forget about the how and give attention to the why. Another round of applause as he comes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take you through a certain journey. With this journey, the first thing that I want to assure you, the first thing that I want to tell you is, in the end of this journey, I will tell you our departure venue and our arrival venue. Right? Are we together? Yes. Right. Let me take you backwards into the ancient days. How many love cars? Maybe you can show by raising your hand, just the right hand. Oh, amazing. Thank you. So I want to talk about cars today as I introduce, right? So now the thing is, remember how cars were started in the ancient days? How many remember or how many know? Okay, great. How many know how we start cars now? Just to start a car. Just to start a car. How many know? 2. Amazing. Okay, hands are still coming up. Thank you so much for that. So now, since I said I'm taking you through a journey, right? I'm going to be your pilot for now, through this journey. Don't worry, it's going to be a few minutes journey, whereby we are going to go, but we are not going to come back. Probably you will come back later, not now, not during this session, but later. You get it? So as I am your pilot today, allow me to take the seat. We're about to take off, right? So firstly, I want you to help me. The thing is, in the ancient days, people used to crank cars for cars to what? To start. Now you can relate with what I'm talking about, right? If you can relate, say, I am. Great. So if you relate to that, now, in this period of time, contemporarily, now people, they just enter the car, start the ignition, right? So now, we are going to start the car in the ancient days way, and we start the car in the contemporary way. Are you together? Remember I said, I am the pilot, right? So let's start with the contemporary days, how we start the car. So as I start the car, you clap. Are we together? Just to start, you clap. Now, the fact that the engine nowadays, when you start, it goes like on, right? So you continue clapping. Right? Are you ready? So when I start, we clap and continue clapping because now the car is on. Are we together? Right. So are you ready? If you're ready, say I am. Great. Let's go. No, you're not ready. No, you're not ready. Okay, let me take. If you're ready, say I am. Great. Remember, contemporarily, when you start the car, it goes on totally. You get the point? So you clap continuously up until I give the code to switch off. Right? So if you're ready, say I am. Great. So let's go. Great. One more time. Let's go. Great. Thank you. Today I've got wonderful people in this place. Great. So great. So this is how it is done nowadays. Want to go back now? Want to go back in the ancient days? How the car was started? They used to crank, to crank, to crank. Right? So as I crank, you clap. Remember, that's how it was done, right? So as I crank, you clap. I want to see how much you are concentrated, how much you can capture it, how much you can react. The quicker you can react, it shows how you are concentrated, right? So I want to see that. So if you're ready, say I am. If you're ready, say I am. Great. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so it seems like there was a delay there. Want to go together. So are you ready? Let's go. Okay. So when I crank the move, that's how you clap. Just any move either do you clap. Right? That's how it was started in ancient days, right? So let's go. Amazing. So amazing. Now, we have arrived into the arrival venue. What is the departure venue? What is the arrival venue? I want to tell you now. Now, I took you from the beta state of the brain activity. We are now about to function into the alpha state of the brain activity. You get it? So now we're functioning in the alpha state. Now the advantage is you are able to take a lot of information compared if you're in a beta state. The beta state is more of processing than taking in. You get it? So now when you're moving in the alpha state, which means I'm putting you at an advantage so that you can capture more information. Oh my God, I thought you were going to clap hands for me as your pilot. That's so great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ah, yes, I get the honor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to ask a question. How many people in this place today believe, just be honest with yourself. Just be honest with yourself. How many people in this place today believe that life is not fair? Thank you. So amazing. Two cute people who are very honest. How many people in this auditorium believe that life is fair? Amazing. So the others who don't believe anything about life. It's all right. So let me just take everything that you have said. I'll just give a conclusion. I've realized that all of us here, we agree to each other that life is fair because it's unfair to everyone. That's my conclusion for today. True or false? If you agree with me, you can say I am. If you agree with me, you say I am. Great. So now, if life is fair because it's unfair to everyone, now what matters is how you think. Remember today I'm telling you, forget about the how. Give your attention to the why. A very great speaker called Simon Sinek, I'm sure others will know him. In his book, Start With Why, he talks about the golden circle, which is like this. This is the golden cycle. But it's not complete if it's like this. Right? For it to be complete, you put your why there. You put your how there. You put your what there. Right. Now, he says most of the people, they operate with the confidence in doing the what than doing the how. Right? Then they operate with confidence in doing the how than in doing the why. So he says this is the population. Fewer people are here, then averagely are here, then most of the people are here. That's why the circle is so big for the what, right? So now my question is, maybe the reason why some people nowadays are very, very fixed with stress and all these things is because they are operating in the why and the what. Or they are taking the journey from the what going to the why, which is the opposite of what's supposed to happen. If I've done justice to that, can you continue and say, I am? I am. Amazing. So if we're in the same page, now, the fact that the why are a few people, the how has people, the what has a lot of people. Why is it we tend to concentrate on the how and forget the why? Even if you realize, whatever I believe in God, right? So I'll just give some examples, giving God insight, right? So I would say the reason why people, they like to function here, they want to operate in what God hasn't told them instead of focusing in what God has told them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So now, given a very good example, remember there is this person called Joseph. Joseph, he was given the stars, he was given the dream of the moons and everything, but he was never given himself being thrown in the pit. You get the point? He was given the vision, but he was never given the mission. So what do I mean by the vision and the mission? Now, your how determines your mission, according to Dr. Miles Monroe, if I can put it that way. Not only him, even coaches that we have right now. I'll give an example. Master Coach Vishen Lakiani. He says, this how defines your mission. The why defines your purpose. Then the what defines your vision. Right. So now the point is, where do you concentrate? Where do you put your mind? Remember, Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. Whatever you put in your mind and you focus in, the energy goes there. Right? So when you focus on your how, you are giving an opportunity for disappointment. A lot of disappointment. And when you're disappointed, practice makes perfect. Now, when you're practicing to give yourself perfection, that's where you delay yourself for progress. But when you're operating from the why purpose, from the why zone actually, when you're operating from why zone, what happens is your practice makes progress. So what is it that I'm saying today? I am saying forget the how. Give your concentration to the why. By saying forget, I'm not saying neglect. If you get what I'm saying, you can say I am. Great. So I'm not saying neglect the how, but concentrate on the why. Are we still together? Say I am if you're still here. Say I am if you're still here. Amazing. So this is the whole point of what I'm talking about today. Where you are, what we have to think about, how the brain is set, is not set to think about the how, but it's set to think about the why. Of course, we then take the advantage of thinking otherwise, right? That's when we end up having a lot of disappointment instead of us having a lot of celebrations, delaying our whole progress. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Wow, another big round of applause for Coach as he goes. That was so powerful. So that was our forerunner for today. Thank you so much, Coach, for such a powerful leadership message. So we have leaders in the room. Are we joining ICMA for the first time? Okay, thank you so much for coming. So that was our forerunner. He was talking about the why, right? Samuel Sinek, Start With Why, a very great book. right? He says that a lot of people are very articulate about what they do, but just a few people are very articulate about why they do what they do. So it's all about finding your purpose. Thank you so very much. And it talks about forgetting the how, not neglecting it as you focus on the what? On the why. So, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of your time, our main speaker today is a very phenomenal leader. Amazing. So, she's an entrepreneur, a dynamic leadership coach, trainer, and facilitator. And she's also a master of ceremony, like the role that I'm playing today. So she has a deep passion for social change and personal development, with experience in guiding individuals and teams towards achieving their full potential. She has established herself as a trainer and respected figure in the coaching industry. She's a dedicated member of the Junior Chamber International, JCI. She's was also certified as a national trainer. So she has also trained at the 2024 JCI Africa and also at the Middle East conference in Rwanda. She is currently serving as the 2024 JCI Harare Vice President, Business and International. So she is also the founder and chief executive officer of Propel Leadership and Business Development, a company that is dedicated to empowering individuals and business through strategic trainings and development. So her expertise in supply chain and business management, combined with their coaching and training skills, allows her to provide a holistic approach to personal and professional growth. She is so passionate, and her passion is unmatched by her enthusiasm and activities that promote continuous learning and self-improvement. So, whether she is leading in a workshop, facilitating a team building session, or working on one-on-one with clients, she's has that goal, and that goal remains the same. That is to inspire, motivate, and empower others to reach their full potential. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a big round of applause for Coach Sheilla Kampazanga.
Thank you so much, Coach, for the beautiful introduction, and welcome everyone. Hello, I would like to use a board, so can I have the board up front? I'd like to use a board. Okay, so, right. My name is Sheilla, has been introduced, and I'm a leadership coach. So how many of you here are leaders? Okay. Yeah, I see 3 people. They didn't raise their hands. So I have a question for each of you. First, for this gentleman, who is leading your life?
I am.
Perfect. So you are a leader, right? Ma'am, who is leading your life? God is. Okay, so you are a follower. Perfect. I didn't see your hand. Who is leading your life? Huh? You are raising. Perfect. So yeah, I think I have the right audience, because from the survey, we are all leaders, right? Okay. Let's do a quick exercise. What's the most interesting animal in the jungle? What do you think is the most interesting animal in the jungle? So everyone is going to speak, right? I'll start from the back. Right.
Most interesting.
Yeah. Fascinating animal or whatever in the jungle.
I think it's the elephant.
Wow, it's the elephant. Why?
Because
it's nature. Let's take small steps, but confidence. But no animal can action that happens.
Beautiful. Yes. Still thinking? Ma'am? Yeah.
I'll say the lion.
The lion. I like that.
Everyone is just saying the lion is the king of the jungle.
Because it's the king of the jungle. Beautiful. Yeah. The elephant. Okay. You? For the lion. Okay. The lion. The elephant. I know he's going to say elephant, but. Elephant, yes? The lion.
I want to say the zebra because of their nature of teaming up for defense.
The zebra. That's interesting. And?
For me, the ants. They are
Interesting. So, yeah, he's going for the ants. Okay. Is it working or? All right. Okay. So, I find these animals interesting, right? A lot of people will resonate with the elephant, right? Because it's big, it has the weight, you know. It could be the king of the jungle, actually. I don't know why it chose not to be the king of the jungle. Because, like, you know, it's the biggest, the heaviest, you know. I fear the elephant. And then there's the giraffe. Like, the dude is just the tallest in the jungle, you know. Like, you can see everything and everyone. Interesting, right? And then the cheetah, you know, the fastest, okay? You can go a lot of kilometers and it's sleeping and it can catch up with you in minutes. Interesting, right? And then there's the chimpanzee. They say it's the wisest animal in the jungle because people relate with it in a way that's very interesting, but it's controversial. Some schools of thought say people evolved from the chimpanzee. So they say it's the wisest of the jungle. But there's a very interesting aspect to all these animals that we have said to be interesting. None of these are the king of the jungle. Why do you think none of these are the king of the jungle? Yeah.
I would like to believe that it's the mindset that causes the elephant to see a lion and say, this can eat me, whilst it's the biggest and the most strongest animal. And the giraffe, in as much as it is the tallest animal, once it sees a lion, in its mind it registers eater, not I can eat this. Same goes for the cheetah and the chimpanzee.
Brilliant. It seems like you were seeing my presentation. The lion is the king of the jungle. You know? Guy is not the tallest. Guy is not the heaviest. Guy is not the fastest, the wisest, not the happiest like the hyena, not the most intelligent like the snake. He's just a cat. Dude is just a cat, but a very small cat because it's not even bigger than the giraffe or the lion, but he's the king of the jungle. Right? It's because of his mindset, right? The leadership mindset. As small as this cat, he can lead the jungle. As big as the elephant, he respects the lion. He fears the lion. As tall as the giraffe, fears the lion. He's not the most wisest, but chimpanzee respects this guy. It's because of the mindset. Right? Okay. What is the mindset? Mindset is our attitude toward things, right? What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you're a leader? Right? Yes? No? Some are not even sure if they're leaders or not. So it's your belief system, right? The lion is the king of the jungle because he believes he is the king, he's the leader of the jungle, right? I asked you a question, why those other animals are not the king of the jungle? Because they believe they cannot lead the jungle. As big as the elephant, like this gentleman said, as big as the elephant, when he sees the lion, what comes to his mind is like, eater. I am lunch. I gotta respect this guy before he has me for lunch or breakfast. You get it? But when the lion sees the elephant as big as it is, lunch, as big as it is, this is my lunch. In life, you're gonna face challenges bigger than you. In your school, at work, do you quit? No, this is your lunch. Okay? That degree, that certification that you're going through, when it gets tough, say, I'm just going to quit. This is not for me. No, you don't quit. Why? This is your lunch. You are responsible for your life. Okay, what do you think about yourself? Like, what you believe? When you think that this thing is my lunch, when the lion thinks, okay, elephant, this is my lunch, takes action, pursues, right? He's confident that I'm going to eat this big thing, pursues, and is persistent. If you see some of those animal movies or the wildlife channels, you see a lion pursuing a buffalo or an elephant. You know, like sometimes it gets kicked by the zebras, but do you see it quitting? No, it doesn't. Why? You gotta eat lunch. So he is persistent. This is the mindset that we want to cultivate in each other, right? Okay. But if you want to grow those attitudes, you have to mind your altitude as a leader. What kind of environment are you in? Where do you spend most of your time as a leader? You know yourself. Tomorrow is Friday. What's the plan? I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm just saying the environment, the friends or the company that you're keeping, right? So Dr. Miles Monroe also talked about the eagle. Flies so high in the sky. It doesn't meet any other bird in the sky except for the eagle. So look around yourself. If you're keeping a gang of people around you, you might be in the wrong crowd. If you're keeping quacks, people saying, this one back, you're not even worth it, you're too small, your vision is too small, or it's too big for you, you might be flocking with the ducks, right? Which kind of friends or company are you keeping? Let's talk about your habits. Habits. I was guilty of TV. I would be on TV for the whole day, for the whole night. Habits, they get you nowhere. Some of us, we don't even exercise, Some of us, when we wake up, the first thing we touch is our phone, checking the notification, the Facebook. How many likes did I get? The habits. Are we minding our habits? Are they in line with what we want to achieve as leaders? Okay? Are you even developing yourself? Someone graduated in 2019 or 2020. After that, what's that? No certification, no what. They're just happy with their lives. They don't even read books or even watch something that's helped them towards self-development. And you want to be the lion. You want to be the king. Think about it. What steps are you taking? What things are you doing to develop yourself? Right? Have a teachable spirit. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, I know nothing. If you have a mindset that you know nothing, you will learn everything. Because in your mind, you say, I don't know anything. So you're going to learn from the next person. You're going to learn from the experience. When you walk down the road, you learn something. Why? Because in your mind, you're saying, I don't know anything. So you will learn something. Have a teachable spirit. The four of I knows, it don't get you anywhere as a leader. Anyone want to be a lion? I see some elephants somewhere. somewhere. I won't point, but yeah. And someone will say, coach, you know, this is not animal farm. Why are you talking about lions and elephants? We are human beings. Our economy is bad. How do you expect me to be the lion, to be the leader? Be realistic, coach. I know someone, somewhere, somehow, with that mindset. Okay. These are greatest leaders of all time. Let's add some. Which are some of the most leaders that inspire you in life, besides this ones, of course?
Dr. Miles.
Yes, Dr. Miles. You know, like 75 of my presentation extracted from the literature and videos from Dr. Miles. I'm so obsessed. With Dr. Miles. So probably what I'm saying today, you've not heard it for the first time if you are a follower of Dr. Miles. So I should have put his picture here, but I think this person might be representing him. Anyone else?
Kennedy.
Yes, John F. Kennedy. Anyone else? Yeah? Yes, yourself. Yeah, anyone else? Okay. These are people like us. They live and lived in different economies, yes?
So, I just want to say, coaching.
We can add him next time. Okay. So, these are people like us. We've left the animal kingdom, right? You couldn't relate, fine. But these are people like us. And I'm sure every one of us wants to be like these people. Is that true? So, okay. Now, okay, this is life. Okay? So, most of us, we are here. The mediocres. We are neither here or there, you know, we're just there, you know. Some of us, they're here, they're even below the standard. These people, they are there, above this mediocre line. Who wants to be a mediocre? Nobody? Right? So, I want us to talk about the things that these guys do that makes them great. Okay? What do they do? Let's talk about it. What do they do? Habits, characters, traits, whatever. What is it that they do that makes them who they are?
I personally think the first character would say they are very intentional.
Yeah, yes, thank you. They are intentional about what they do. Disciplined. I like this one. They're very disciplined. Persistent. Anyone else? Yes?
Execution.
Yes. They execute.
Confidence.
They are confident. Anyone else?
Conduct.
They are accountable. I like this one. They are accountable. Anyone else? Anyone else? There's this one word that I'm looking for, yeah?
Responsible.
Yes, okay. This is the word that I was looking for. They are responsible. You want to say something?
Oh, I just wanted to say they are empowered.
They are empowered. Okay. They have all these traits and more, and this is what makes them who they are. Right? I like this one. Being responsible. As leaders, we should be responsible, right? Are we responsible? Being responsible with your money. Are you responsible? I'm a victim of this one. Whenever I get some money, like to go to a nice restaurant, have a good meal, eat the small nothings, go back home, cook my salsa, eat again. Why did I even go there in the first place? I'm not responsible with my money. These people, they are rich, they are so up here because they're responsible. Right? These people are responsible for their lives. They take responsibility of their lives. If you hear the story of these people, they'll tell you, we didn't go to private schools. We didn't go to the best schools. Maybe they lived in the ghetto. How did they get here? They took responsibility of their lives. Right? Okay, let's leave it a bit. Let's talk about these people. What do they do that makes them stay here?
The victim's mindset.
Yeah. Victim mindset.
They keep on procrastinating.
Procrastination. Apply for that job, start that business, go to school.
Very big disease that is called conformity.
Yeah. Conforming to anything and everything, huh? Conforming to the world. Yeah. They think, this is interesting. Care to explain? Care to explain? I'm learning today, yeah?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I think instead of thinking ideas, we think money.
We just want to make money.
Not knowing that if you think money and you get it, it ends there. But when you think of an idea brings money and it continues to bring income. So there is no need
Yes.
for you
Yes.
to be employed, but there is a need for you to be deployed.
He deserves a clap. I love this one. I love this one. Okay, anything else? Yes.
Dependent syndrome.
Dependent syndrome. Yeah. I'm looking for one word. Just one. And then we move on, yeah? Yeah, I was a school dropout. They didn't send me to boarding school. The potholes on the road, the economy is so bad, the Zig is doing what? Always blaming. They don't take responsibility. Right? Which one are you gonna be? Oh, which one are we? Let's be honest. I know a lot of us won't be honest, but most of us are here, just in the middle. We're just trying to, sometimes we blame, sometimes we're persistent, Other times we're responsible, but most times we are victims. Right? But today, I want to leave you with something. I want you to copy this and paste it into your life and see if you won't get there. I'm telling you, it's about the traits, it's about the characteristics, it's about the habits, it's about all the small things that we do every day that makes us great. Above everything, it's about our mindset. Who do you think you are? What do you believe about yourself? What do you do about your thoughts? Are you even confident about what you are thinking? Are you consistent in the things that you do? Are you nurturing or cultivating those attitudes? Which kind of company are you keeping? Do you have a teachable spirit? Are you even developing yourself? I want you to think about this as you leave this room. Do you want to be a mediocre, or you want to be great like these people? I love the silence. People are really thinking about this. You know, I'm a leadership freak. I'm always digging about these people. How do they live? How do they do their things? Because I want to get there. That's why you see me there. My name is Coach Sheilla. If you want to get in touch with me, you can send me an email, a WhatsApp, or a call, or follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. It's just Sheilla Kampazanga. And thank you, ICMF, for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Maybe questions before I leave.
Before that, a big round of applause for me, please. Wow, wow. Up and down, you're so embarrassed. Let's start again. Woo! For some of us, we feel like melting when we hear this leadership, like it's being dropped. Wow. I'm also a student of leadership. Thank you so very much, my leader, for such a wonderful and transforming presentations. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a question and answer session that is not going to be so long. All right. So maybe just for a little bit of some, a recap. So she talks about the mindset, right? Ewe Nightingale says that you literally becomes what you think about. So if you want to become successful as a leader, Les says that you've got to change your mindset, because you don't get in life what you want, but you get in life what you are, right? And she also talks about what I would want to also refer as the OQP, as he says, only quality people. If you're moving around 5 fools, know for surety that you are the 6th one. Right? True? Right. So, and about the habits, the first thing that you do, you make the habits. But you know what they will do? Later on, they will make you. So be careful about the kind of habits that you allow in your life. Right? Development, personal development, professional development, right? You graduated, you have a degree, you have a certificate, but what else do you have? Anyone can have a degree, especially in Zimbabwe. How many people are graduating each and every year? So what makes you stand out as a leader? Continuous development leaders are learners. Robin Sharma says that education is inoculation against disruption. And thank you so much, my brother. He talks about execution. Execution is an antidote to average. Ideation without execution is nothing but a delusion, right? So let me finish with what she says last. She talks about being a student of life, right? Forget about everything that these leaders have. But you know what they do? You see them going for seminars, workshops, continuous learning, even if the lacks of wisdom requires they have, their degrees, MBAs, he's a global speaker. Almost everything that he wished for here, he has achieved maybe more than 10 times, right? But they learn. They go to school each and every time, courses. And by the way, there's a difference between being educated and being certificated, right? Education, formal education can just take you maybe to the door. But for you to be able to open, right, you need those soft skills. So another round of applause for our leader today as we ask the questions that we have. We need leaders. Zimbabwe needs leaders. Africa needs strong leaders. And Maxwell says that everything rises and falls on leadership. So I want to thank you so much for listening. And for those that have questions, she's still here, right? So let's make sure that we make use of this time. Questions, please. Contributions, comments, any of those. Sir.
Thank you so much, Coach, for the wonderful presentation. As for me, I like your definition by Warren Greening. That leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So, for my question is that, in executing or in translating the vision into reality, it might be in the corporate world, or in business organization or any social circle. So, how do we maintain ethics? Was in cascading down the vision, we realize that there are some of the issues to do with ethics. If you are cascading down, let's say the CEO, the top chief executive officer, he might be cascading down the vision to the lower level managers. And there are a lot of issues of ethics, corruption, those stuff which violate some ethics, of which they delay the execution of the vision. So as leaders, how best can we address the issue of ethics? Thank you so much.
Interesting question. A good question. Hopefully, I'll answer it in the best way that I can. So, as a leader and an entrepreneur, I have to understand where my vision is coming from. I'll take myself as an example. My vision comes from God. So whatever that I do in my business, my values and my principles are derived from the Christian principles, okay? So when I'm recruiting a team and transferring my vision to the team, I tell them, you know what? Our vision, this is where it comes from, okay? We live by these principles, right? So make sure to tell them, you know what? Our principles, they come from A, B, C, and D. And these are our deal breakers. If you do A, B, C, and D, we don't do that here. No matter how much money comes with it, because you know where your vision is derived from. Okay? Because issues that to do with values are very sensitive. As you bring people to the company, or if you are an employee, sometimes you have your own principles and your own values, but they are not really in line with the values of maybe the employer. What do you do in that situation? It's a dilemma, right? So for myself, I always try to make sure that the organizations that I'm part of, the institutions that I'm part of, the people that I deal with share the same values and principles with him. with me, so that I don't have to translate much of my values and principles. You know, whatever that we do it with integrity, in an empathetic way. We don't do, what do you call it? We don't bribe people so that our work is, is done faster or anything. You have to write that in black and blue, right? As an employee, it might be a dilemma if the company culture or whatever is not in line with you. But try as much as you can to be part of something that is in line with your values. Because at the end of the day, this is your life or this is your company. So make sure that whatever your vision comes from, or the values or the principles come from, you are in line with that. I hope I answered you very well. Hopefully.
Wow. Thank you so much. Another question. Okay, so maybe before that, just a contribution also. I think the experiences that I had also dealing with some of the people that I've had the privilege of, leading. As a leader, sometimes there's a tuition that you need to, pay, a school fees for the school of leadership. Sometimes, simply because you're a chief executive, you might think that, you are on top of that game, which might be true in the corporate world. But Robin Sharma says that you also need to consider leading without a title, right? You have to pay that school fees. You have to be deliberate about being misunderstood, being maligned. Some of these leaders, I'm happy I've seen, Nelson Mandela. For how many years has he been in incarceration? Right? Because people are not going to understand you. They will say that for you to be successful in Zimbabwe, you need to be corrupt, you need to cut corners. But Strive Masiwa, he says that as the youth, what you need to do, you have to start earlier. Making sure that you have your principles, you don't cut corners. The sooner the better. But you have to know that it is not an event, but it's a process. It's going to take longer than you think. But being intentional and deliberate and continuing being a student of life will eventually make you meet those people that have managed to do that, and then they will also take you up along that route. Eventually, you will get there. So, it's a process.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My question, I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to home. I will have to address this one to you, sir. Yeah. When you spoke of Simon Sinek's Golden Circle, and you mentioned that most people are concentrating on the why, on the what, and not the why, is it the reason why we have an issue? I want to bring it way too closer to home in relationships, so to say, like the Mdolo part of it, that ladies only ask you, what is it that you do? And then they miss a good man, not understanding why he does what he does. Yeah.
So may I get the main question? May I get the question? May you kindly come at it?
Okay, the question is, can we take the same principle and apply it to relationships?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so amazing. You actually said something which is okay. Thank you so much. I think you actually mentioned something which is
Very profound. I really believe the golden circle really applies there. But now the fact that we have a lot of people who are ignorant, who reject knowledge, they want to take the first surface. They don't want to go deep. So that's the problem. Someone said the reason why most ladies nowadays are crying out for help is because they choose a man with television, neglecting the man with vision, not knowing that one day they will see that man with vision in that guy's television. You get the point? So now what we are simply saying is the what is important. But now, when we're talking about maybe, let's put it practically, when we're talking about not national, let's talk about sustainable development on its own. when we're talking about sustainable development, now we want something which is perennial, which is from generation to generation. So if you want to determine the length of the relationship, right? The things that you go for, if you go for the what, it will determine the distance. If you go for the why, also determines the distance. If you read Dr. Mao's book, Waiting and Dating, it talks about dating like preparing for a journey, packing. So the way you peg determines the longer the journey. For example, kana chida kwenda ku Bulawayo, right? I first consider, why am I going there? If I'm going there for 2 days, which means I'll peg things for 2 days. If I'm going there for a year, I'll peg things for a year. So it will determine, the why will determine the longevity of the relationship. I don't know if I've answered the question very correctly. Thank you so much.
I'd also to add on to what you said, like when it comes to relationships, I think sometimes the fault might lie with the guys. When you approach the lady, you tell them the what or the how. You don't actually tell them the why. So I know you want to be defensive about this, but yeah, and yeah, like all the guys in the room. But if you actually approach a lady and tell them your why first before your how and your what, they'll fall for you for your why. You don't have to translate the why later at a later stage or later on, because they already know your why you do it, and then they'll know how you do it, and they know what you do. So in the initial stages, I would really recommend start with the why. Why are you approaching me? Tell me, I'm approaching you because of this, this, and that. I do what you do. Tell them the why of what you do before the how or the what of what you do. Don't say that, I'm a coach, like, you know what? Why are you a coach? I'm passionate about positive change. I'm passionate about changing people's lives. So because of that passion, I train people to set their goals, their visions. I train them on emotional intelligence. I train them on effective leadership. So what does a person? What I do, I train, I coach, but tatitrukita effective leadership, but why? Because I want to create positive change. I started with the why. So because if I say I'm a coach, you're like, what do you coach? Effective leadership. Why do you do it? Because I want to create positive change. But if you start with, what? I like creating positive change. And then you'll be like, okay, I do it through my emotional intelligence trainings, my effective leadership trainings. Because I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm a facilitator. Do you have any questions? No, ma'am. So thank you. I hope you answered.
Okay, all right.
All right, thank you so much for that. Maybe with what Coach Sheilla has said, I really support exactly what she said. Maybe to extend as well, maybe what you had in mind from the question, like the explanation, I think maybe you wanted to hear. Pavataura about the isusu patinosvika, we talk with the what instead of the why. No, I think with the 21st century, what happens now, right, is the fact that I can even tell the why, but acting the what. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like I can give you my laws, but don't give you my values. What I say with what I act as kufambirana. In that manner, those knows now the man seems like he's talking the what. He is to tell the why. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So now the problem comes with us. In a way, some of us, we cannot act and speak the same thing. Now it gives us like as if we don't have direction. We are not people of vision. We are not people of purpose because the words and actions are not aligned. They are not synced. But only if all these two could go together, I think we would have pronounced the purpose. Because sometimes the purpose is not about saying, my purpose is to this. My purpose is this. But you act it. Because purpose instills values. And values, don't shout them, you show them. I've taken time. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so I think this must be a hot topic on its own. I hope Coach, will we invite Coach again? And then she'll come definitely with that relationship word, leadership, right? And then she will come with the topic. And I hope we are going also to come, in numbers, and then we'll discuss about this. Yeah, it's a very complex topic. But I think the law of attraction also works. I think you also attract, the kind of a person that you are. Sometimes, these guys, what they do normally, before they come for you, they would have taken their, vantage point a little bit and see if you have your why or a what. So that when they come, they know exactly what you want, and then they use that approach. It is very, unfortunate that most of us are not, authentic. Mukomana anotodecida kuti uyo ndomuda but handisi kumuroora, uyo ndomuda but ndichamuroora. So I think, education yacho inofanira kuti inyasoenda deep, so that also the girls, they understand that men, whether you are good or bad, they will come for you. But the fact that they're coming with numbers, it doesn't necessarily guarantee marriage. That's why uchiona varume vachienda mustreet munhu unotora vakadzi vaya vakamira kuma-avenues kumubvunza kuti unoroora andoti but ari kuenda iko. So coach.
I think my words are empty. But for me, I wanted to clarify on the issue of why. Sometimes to explain the why part, I think it takes someone who's mature to understand what's the issue of why. To explain for a lady, I have a vision for this and this, and that's sometimes the vision, it might be scary. But how is it that going to be possible? So sometimes it's very, very difficult, even for yourself, sometimes to explain. So sometimes she might think you are just joking, or you are just a motivational speaker, you just want to play around the way that cannot exist. So that's why most of the people, they run away from the why, because sometimes your vision, it might be scary for you to explain that one. So I think it takes the maturity of the lady to understand, and also the quality of the person whom you are attracting to.
Wow. The questions are coming. Anyone else? So we have coach. I think the answer to all this comes with the issue of time. We are not patient, most of us. Patience, right? I think if someone is lying, don't rush into things. Just wait. Time will tell. If they're fake, 2, 3 years, 5 years down the line, azviite. Unotozoona chete kuti uyu munhu is lying. So so there's a problem about the word, the material things that we want. Everyone is now going for those guys that are, flashing monies, and they have all these cars. So most of the ladies, they want to show like that's what they want. And okay, let's pretend is what having that so that they can win the ladies. But I think you, and I as leaders, as coaches, that's where we come through. We need to work so very hard in terms of educating people on, not only teaching them what to do, but also, leading by example, becoming, the leaders, that we seek to see. So I think that's also important. That's the whole essence of this Area Talks International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation. And I hope with the help of Lord, we will get there. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. This is so interesting. So I really wanted to add more on what you asked to say. Because in as much as we have the words, the material things that we present, sometimes you can be born from a wealthy family and you inherit those things. And sometimes you can be coming from a poor background that your vision is yet to be fruitful, to be realized. And then you're already in a relationship. Like what you were saying, how do you explain to her? So both the what and having nothing but with a vision can actually be an opportunity for the ladies. For example, I'll give an example of 2 guys from the Bible. When Isaac wanted to have a wife, and a mature person was sent, and they took the camels and they took goods. That represent wealth. And the camels, there were 10 of them. During our time, it resonates well with the cars, the most expensive cars, because back then the camels were the most expensive mode of transport, only owned by the wealth. But what that guy did in search of a wife, he made the camels to kneel down. He never showed off the camels. That's a sign of humility. And the lady, when she came, she was not focused on the camels, but what the camels were suffering from. They were thirsty. She was not told. She had to observe and went for the vision to serve the wealth. So you don't show off the wealth when you are searching. When you have it, it is for testing, as in TASTING. But most guys, they use it as a trap for testing, as in the sexual aspect, women, to fish them. Then the second guy is Jacob. He had nothing, but he had a vision. And the first opportunity that he saw at the well was an opportunity for him to realize his vision, because he was a shepherd. And these guys were busy complaining that we are seated here, we are waiting for this stock to be gathered, so that they roll the stone, so that we can water them and go and feed them. Yet you are saying you're wasting a lot of time.
Hello,
like most of the guys in our economy, complaining like these guys below the mediocrity level. They're busy complaining, waiting for the government to create opportunities. But this is a foreigner coming.
Thank you so much.
And he's seeing an opportunity. And if you study the story at the end,
10 minutes
he
earlier. Wow.
came back with more stock, more livestock from the same opportunity, and with a wife from a foreign land. So it depends how you see it. Even if you have nothing, how do you then fish the wife out with your vision? Thank you.
Wow, a round of applause to Coach. So yeah. Like I said, it's this is a hot topic on its own, and I hope we are going to lobby for that, to make sure that it comes maybe next Thursday, next week, but we arrange for that, so that because that one out very interesting, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming to the Area Talks. So this is the International Coaching and Mentoring Foundation. It is involved in coaching, facilitation and certification of leaders, deals with the corporates, team building, strategy facilitation, leadership, and also certifying these coaches, amazing leaders that you are seeing presenting in front of you. So if you do want to sign up for a course and become, a coach, maybe you are the next leadership coach, entrepreneurship coach, business coach, marriage coach, you name them. All the courses they are offered here is an, internationally accredited organization with branches from, South Africa, Mozambique, in the UK, you name them. We have coaches there. India, China, right? So you can become part of the organization, and then you focus on your own area of purpose, calling, your why, right? So I want to thank you so much for coming every Thursday for free from 5 to 6. Invite other leaders to come. This is a place of education. It's a place of learning. Leaders are made at ICMF. So I want to thank you so much. Another round of applause for our leader for today, please. For such a topic, I hope our lives will be transformed. So what we do is, for our culture at ICMF, after a presentation, we can just have a group photo. So I kindly request you to just stand up. We take our chairs, put in front, and have a group photo. Thank you so much.